In the last video, I covered showings. So you've done a great job getting your home prepared for the market. You've opened it up to showings, and hopefully now the offers, yes, hopefully more than one, start coming in. What I want to talk about here is, how do offers work? An offer will come from an agent representing the buyers. That agent can be from another brokerage or real estate office. It could be from another agent who works out of the same office as your realtor, or in some cases, it can even be from your own agent who may have shown your home to other clients. If we look at the overall structure of an offer, agents use a standardized form. So for the most part, the components of the offer will be the same. In the first part of the offer, you will have the buyer's names, the price they're offering, and their preferred closing date. Now, following that information is a section that will let you know if the offer is conditional on the sale of their home before they can buy yours. In the interest of time, I won't go into great detail about this, but the quick version is you can accept an offer from someone who has to sell their home before buying yours and still continue to actively try to sell your home in the meantime. After that first section of information are pre-inserted more common conditions that the average buyer will want as part of their offer. These include a finance clause, the right to bring in a home inspector, the right to do a water test if your property is on a well, confirmation that they can get insurance on the property, and a request for you to fill out a property disclosure. The finance clause is a very important clause for both sides. When a buyer is pre-approved, it means based on the info their lender has gathered, they're eligible for a mortgage up to a specific amount of money. But once they find a house they want to buy, the lender will need to fully approve them for your specific home. The finance clause allows the buyers to walk away from the accepted offer with no liability if they can't get the full approval for that mortgage. From your perspective as a seller, it gives you some assurance that the buyers actually have the ability to go through with the purchase, and the lender will advance them the funds to move forward with it. The condition of inspection allows the buyers time and access to your home to bring in a home inspector to make sure there are no major concerns. If the results of the inspection aren't satisfactory to the buyers for any reason, they may choose to walk away from the deal. They may try to renegotiate to offset some of the issues, or they may accept the home as is and continue on as planned. If your property is on a well, the home inspector can usually facilitate the water test as well. I actually covered how a water test is done in a previous video, so feel free to check it out. With the property disclosure, you will be asked to fill out a 4-page questionnaire type document that goes through the different systems in your house, asks about any major renos, any major problems you may have had. So it's not mandatory in New Brunswick, but most buyers will ask for it. The next section of the offer will be about any other terms and conditions not covered by what we just went over that buyers are asking to be included as part of the sale. The condition can be anything that two sides agree to. It should clearly state what the condition is, who will pay for it if there's an expense tied to it, what the consequence is if it's not fulfilled, and a specific time by which it will be completed. For example, a buyer would like the septic tank to be emptied before closing. Written out, it should be very clear who is responsible for paying for it, by when it has to be completed, and what happens if it's not. After that, you'll see at the bottom, the offer will be signed by the buyers, and we'll have a time in which it's open for acceptance. So for example, you could receive an offer on a Saturday morning that's open for acceptance until 10 p.m. Saturday evening. Your options are to accept the offer as is. You can send a counter offer back, which will also have limited time open for acceptance on their end, or you can outright reject the offer. You can also allow the offer to expire by not replying before the time it's open for acceptance, which will make it void. However, as a realtor, I recommend a reply of some sort. It can be an exciting yet stressful time for everyone involved, and leaving someone hanging is not how I like to do it. Technically, however, as the seller, you're not obligated to respond. If you accept the offer, you're now bound to it and can't decide to go with another. The buyers will go through the conditions we went over and complete their due diligence. The amount of time allowed is stated in the offer alongside each condition. But in the neighborhood of 10 business days is fairly common. Once that time has come, the conditions have either all been fulfilled and you now have a firm deal and the sold sign goes up. One of the conditions was not fulfilled and the accepted offer becomes void, meaning your home is available again, or you negotiated an extension allowing the buyers more time. So we'll assume all the conditions of the offer were fulfilled. In the next video, we'll talk about what happens between this time and closing day. See you there.